Hi, this is Bruce Nielsen again. In this video, my boss suggested that I try installing OpenClaw and recording my attempt to do it. OpenClaw has a reputation for being somewhat confusing and difficult to install, and it was indeed a bit confusing to try to install it. So what follows was a successful attempt at getting it installed. It is now installed. Here is my OpenClaw running that is now successfully installed. It doesn't really work very well. Like you can see here, it can't even read files off of my hard drive. This is very probably because I'm trying to use Ollama, and there's just a lot of problems with the way it actually works because I didn't use a foundational model. But it did ultimately successfully install. There was a lot of dead ends as I went through this. So in this video, I'm capturing everything, the confusion that I went through. I'm hoping that this will be a good learning experience for other people who are trying to work with this, kind of see me try to work through it. I'm planning to uninstall it and reinstall and maybe do another video later that shows exactly what to do, but I thought this would be fun to just do greenfield, attempt to install, and see where it goes. Hi, it's Bruce Nielsen again. Today we're going to attempt to install OpenClaw. It has a bit of a reputation for being difficult to install. I've never done it before. I have no idea what is involved. So we're going to follow the instructions. We're going to try to figure it out, and I'm going to record this video of me doing it, and hopefully somebody else will find this useful also. So what is OpenClaw? Well, it's an agent that runs locally on your desktop, and you can dispatch stuff for it to do using your mobile phone or various types of means. And it works, and it can theoretically run with local models. I don't know how well that actually works. Or you can use an API and you can call Claude or ChatGPT or something like that. And it has access to the resources on your desktop. Before we get started, let's make sure we have Node.js installed. So I'm going to open the command prompt here, and we will type node --version. And I can see that I already have it installed. So you need to have version 22 or above from what I've read. So that's something we got out of the way. Now, if you don't have it installed, I do have a tutorial up on the mindfiretechnology.com/blog. I'll put a link in the show notes. You can see this is how to install Node.js, in my case for Windows, and I walk you through how to actually do that. So you may want to have that out of the way. It's possible that the install will do this automatically for you, but this is something complicated enough that you may want to just do that first and separately. All right, now we're going to follow the quick start guide, which is very simple. First of all, it says you have to run PowerShell. We're going to do that through running terminal. And so I have got a version of terminal working here. Notice this is PowerShell. There is also on Windows something called PowerShell. And I don't know, that may work too. I've had worse luck with that compared to terminal. That's why I'm going to go with terminal. So let's copy this command, and we're going to run this. Now, this will probably take a few minutes, so I will cut this down so that you don't have to sit here and watch it install for several minutes. So on the other hand, if it gets like an error or something, I want to capture that, so I'm going to let this video run for a while. Okay, so it popped up this. Do you want to allow? Yes, we're going to allow. Now it's starting setup. Now at this point, it said starting setup, and it just sat there, and it sat there, and it sat there, and absolutely nothing happened. And I was expecting it to start to load. I walked away, I gave it time, I came back, and then you can see in the next part of the video, I finally just hit enter. And to my surprise, well, you'll see what happens. Well, there we go. It suddenly went finished, and it just said starting setup, and then that was it. So that doesn't look very successful to me. So let me go and check to see what happened here. Well, let's try OpenClaw -- version. Oh, it looks like it's installed. I'm a little surprised. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. So I was expecting there to be like a large group of installs. Like if I do a pip install with Python, you're going to see a whole bunch of different files get installed. And there was nothing. And it was just sitting there hanging. It just said starting setup. I finally hit enter. And only then, after just sitting there for a long time, did it finally go to the command line. So that was rather confusing what just happened. But it's claiming that it properly installed it. Unfortunately, it kind of just drops you off from there. Have this quick start guide on openclaw.ai, and it doesn't say what to do once it's installed. So there are obviously other resources around the internet. I'm going to look at some of those, and we will see what to do next. Okay, looking through the internet, it looks like what you can do is you can run this OpenClaw onboard install daemon now. So we're going to try that. I have no idea what this is going to do. Okay, so I'm going to say yes. And I put yes, and now it has hung. So I do not know what to do next here. Oh, it moved on. It was just an illusion that it had hung. Okay, so quick start. So gateway port 18789. I'm going to need to capture all this for later. Now it's asking me which model provider I'm going to use. So to be able to do this, I actually want to set up a local model because that was what I was actually interested in doing. Let's see if we have a free option. I really would like to do this with Ollama. So I want to see if under more, Ollama shows up. Oh, there it is. Ollama is available. So we're going to select Ollama. And we're going to do cloud plus local. And we have Ollama base URL. Let me make sure that's the correct URL. You can see here I've entered it and it says Ollama is running. So that was the correct URL. So we're going to come back here. We'll hit enter. And okay, I thought it would hung again. Okay, keep current. No, we want to browse all models. Oh, I hope that wasn't a mistake. I probably should have just let it do the default Gemma 4 model. And it, again, is acting like it is hung. This has been a constant problem throughout this process. Okay, loading available models. And again, it's acting like it's hung. They need like a progress bar or something. I can see a little bit of the twirly right there in the corner, but we're not getting really great signals as to whether we're still on the right path or not. So I keep wondering if it has hung or it has stopped working. Especially since it already hung on me once. Okay, it did something, and we have nothing now. Okay, let's see. What I really want, ironically, maybe I will go with Gemma 4 after all. I've heard it doesn't work great for this, unfortunately. So I don't know if that is my best option. Do I even have Gemma 4 installed? I don't think I have Gemma 4 installed. Just to avoid any friction, I'm going to pull up, I'm going to install Gemma 4. Now it's going to have to download it. Okay, we're almost done installing. So Gemma 4, from what I've read, it does not work well as an agent. So I'm kind of surprised that's the default that they're going with. Maybe they just don't care. Okay, maybe we're going to go with this. Okay, we're going to go ahead and select that as the default. Hopefully I can change that later. Select channel quick start. I have no idea what this is. So it looks like over here it says Google channel, Google Workspace chat app with HTTP webhooks. Oh, I get it. This is the channels that you're going to be using to send commands to it. Okay. So I'm actually not given this any real thought. We're going to select. We're going to do, I want to see what they actually have available here. Oh, Discord's an interesting option. I'm going to do Google Chat for now. Oh, finally we get a progress bar. Thanks, guys. Okay, so it's doing some sort of install now. Well, that was already pretty painful, but we're getting somewhere. But what follows is a series of dead ends. I'm going to show you everything that I went through as I went through the setup. And then at the very end, I'll circle back and I'll show you what really didn't work. Okay, I think what it's asking me to do is you'd have to go to consolecloudgoogle.com. And I'm going to have to set up a project here. Maybe I should have skipped this for this version. Of course, this is kind of the whole point of doing this, so that you have a way to chat with it. Okay, so we're going to click on the projects there at the top. We're going to do New Project. We're going to call it OpenClaw. We don't have any organizations, so we'll do Create. It's creating a project for us. We're going to select that project. Okay. Now we need to, down here, API services. Go to library. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to set up a project for Google Chat so that I can have a Google Chat app that can talk with OpenClaw. This is actually going to be a giant dead end and a waste of time, and it doesn't really work right, as I'll show you at the end. I wasn't even in the right spot at the time. I finally found where to look up so that I could find OpenChat as an app, and I'll show you where I found it. There we go. Google Chat API. And we're going to enable it. Going to create credentials. Okay, I'm apparently in the wrong place. So we'll go here. Oh, we're going to go to. So click the hamburger menu, go to the IM admin, and then we're going to go to service account. Okay, create service account. Okay, so service account name, we're going to do OpenClaw bot. We'll do create and continue. Okay, I think we can skip the rest. So we're going to click done. Okay, I'm going to click on this, and we need to create a key. Okay, now I can't show you my key, but I'm going to click create new key. And create private key for OpenClaw bot. We're going to do JSON and then create. Save this right here. And then we're going to close. Okay. So coming back here, we're going to do a service account file. So we're going to select that there. And then it's going to say service path account JSON path. So unfortunately, I've got to go now find that. Okay, that looks right. All right, that concluded setting up the Google Chat API so that I could send commands through Google Chat to OpenClaw. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to have actually worked. So when I go back and I look at the Google Chat API, I'm seeing errors saying that I need to be a paid account for this to work. I'm still not sure if these are true errors, if they're really why I'm not able to get this to work or not. But the setup was correct. It may just be I needed a paid account, or it may be that there's some other problem. I'm going to have to address that in a future video at this point. I never did get the Google Chat working, but theoretically that was the correct setup and how you would go about it if you had a working Google Chat API. Now back to the install. Webhook audience type. App URL, sure, we'll do that. I don't even know what that means. Okay, so apparently to make this work, I'm going to need ngrok. I should have explained this better when I was recording this, but ngrok is software that allows you to receive calls from the internet to your local box. So it's a necessary software that's going to sit in between you and the internet so that you can interact with it. And OpenClaw, if you're going to be able to send messages from your phone or from Google Chat or something like that, then you have to have ngrok installed. So I'm going to go through the ngrok install, and because I never got Google Chat working, I was never able to actually confirm if this worked or not. We'll skip that. Okay, we're going to do the Microsoft Store installer, apparently. Okay, we're going to open it up. Okay, let's make sure that it's really installed. We're going to do command again. And we'll do ngrok version. Yes, it looks like it's installed. Okay. All right, now we're going to need to add our auth token here. And I can't show it to you, but I will show you how it's done. So ngrok config add auth token, and then I'm going to type the token here. I'm going to do that off screen so that we can't see my token. Okay, it says auto token saved to the configuration file. So I believe that now has worked. Okay, now if you remember way back to when we started this process, I didn't know what this was, but the quick start gateway port, that's the port I think I'm going to need now. So let's do a new command. And the command we should do should be this, I think. Okay, it's showing me when I ran that, it's showing me this ngrok running. I can't show you the URL that it's giving me. Let me copy that, and I'm going to do this off screen. Okay, now we got a search provider. Let's go with DuckDuckGo just because it requires no API. I don't want to have to set something, yet another API up in this video. So let's select that. Even though it says experimental, that worries me a little. So that skill status, it says eligible 7, missing requirements 37. That sounds scary. Unsupported on this OS 8. I don't know what any of that means. Let's go ahead and configure skills now, though. And it is not going to let me skip. Select at least one option. Oh, I see. I have to actually hit space and select skip for now. Okay. And then set Google Place API key for Go Places. Let's go ahead and do no for now. Oh, I would actually like to set it up with Notion, but I don't even have an account yet. So we're going to go no. OpenAI, no. 11 Labs, no. Okay, we will do save session content to memory when new reset command is issued. Send visible chat notices when session compaction starts and finishes. Sounds good. Log all command events to centralized audit file. Inject additional workspace bootstrap files. I don't even know what that is. Run boot MD on gateway startup. No. Okay. After this, it outputted a lot of information, and it included some tokens on the screen, so I can't actually show it to you. But at this point, it was mostly installed. Okay, for our first attempt here, we're going to hatch in terminal because it says recommended. That's not really what I wanted. Okay, it's talking to me. And at that point, it was installed and it was running. It didn't work all the way. You could chat with it. It couldn't call tools and read from my desktop. It couldn't interact with Google Chat as far as I could work out. If you are curious about how to use the GUI version, the command, I had to look it up. You can see I was going through the OpenClaw help and trying to go through all the different options available, OpenClaw -- help, and finally found OpenClaw dashboard. That gave me a URL. That's what we saw here. We started the episode here where we have the assistant is trying to read files from my hard drive, and it can't do it. And I still don't know why. The install is working. I don't know exactly what's wrong. My guess is it's because I'm trying to use Ollama for free rather than use Claude. But that might not be. I need to probably look into this more and then make a future video on that. So that's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.